Finally, a quiet day on the campaign trail today as both President Obama and Mitt Romney took the day off from politicking to observe 9/11. But that doesn't mean there's not a lot of political news to catch up on. And Andrew, take us down the numbers here, because it's not now just an outlier number. We got an idea where this thing's going.
Well, the first number is 56, Rich. We're now down to just 56 days until the election, and some major movement on the poll average, the poll of polls, if you will. President Obama now to a 3.5-point lead over Mitt Romney. It's his largest lead in nearly a month. Compare that to the same poll average 1 week ago, just before the start of the Democratic convention. Romney had all but tied up the race. A couple of specifics to pull out of today's polls from ABC and the Washington Post. On who do you trust to handle the economy, Obama now leads 47 to 45. It's the first time the president has led in this question in this poll since the start of the campaign. And a related question, who would you rather captain a ship during a storm? It's a little softer way of asking the same thing. 46% Obama, 43% Mitt Romney. If the numbers weren't bad enough for the Romney camp, there appears to be a growing worry among conservatives in the far right that Mitt Romney is blowing this campaign. Take conservative radio talker Laura Ingraham.
If you can't beat Barack Obama with this record, then shut down the party.
Shut down the party. Others looking to how Romney is running his campaign, practically begging the nominee to get specific. From Rupert Murdoch on Twitter, Romney must draw a clear line, offer specific path to restore American dream, stop fearing far right. From an open letter to Romney from the conservative magazine The Weekly Standard, telling people you're better qualified than President Obama isn't enough. To some extent, you need to show it, not tell it. And there are plenty of additional comments from the right we could have added. It's a worry boiled down in an editorial in today's New York Times. Quote, on issue after issue, the Times wrote, Romney and Ryan actively tried to obscure their positions as if a clear understanding of their beliefs about taxes, healthcare, or spending would scare away anyone who was listening. Mr. Romney thought the weak economy would give him a pass on specifics, but voters expect answers, and the Republicans are demonstrating only shallowness. Rich?
All right. Dominic, is it time to start panicking when you look at the calendar and you look at the clock?
Yes, it is time to start panicking. And they should take the free advice from the New York Times, because that's exactly what's going on, that Times editorial. They are not telling the American people their positions and articulating them fully and explaining them, because they know that they're going to scare away the American public. Their positions on some issues are that draconian and that extreme. Listen, either party, Democrats or Republicans, can still win this election. But the window of opportunity is closing, and closing fast for Mr. Romney.
And you know, TJ, there were a bunch of other poll numbers that Andrew didn't have time to get to, but on the likability one, it's I mean, the gap is huge now, where Obama has always been more likable when you read the polls, but it's even getting bigger. But the other one is the vast majority of people believes that Romney's going to get smoked at these debates. So in a lot of ways, he's got to figure out what his messaging is and his delivery, even before the first one. You agree?
I agree. I agree he has to do well. But, I mean, you always have to do well in the presidential debates.
No, I'm saying even before the debates. He's got to kind of say
start articulating. You can't not say what your... Look, the answer is great. I'm going to lower tax rates for everybody. I'm going to close the loophole. Tell me what the loophole is, all right? Again, this Romney campaign has been the worst message machine in my lifetime, okay? And we're all growing weary of it, and this is exactly what conservatives were concerned about.
Pull the curtain back a little bit.
Yeah.
You don't have to name names, but powerful conservatives that maybe, you know, held their nose, swallowed hard, and they went for Romney when he wasn't their first choice in the primary. How close are they to losing it publicly here, that their chance to take back the White House, their chance to take back the Senate, the chance to build a margin here, they think this guy's blowing it? How mad are they?
I think they're very, very mad, but you know what? They're not going to blow it publicly because it's still plenty of time. Let us not forget, Jimmy Carter and Reagan were almost identical to where they are now. Carter was up 18 within a month of the election or so.
Reagan smoked him in the debates. Reagan was more likable to many people.
Let us not forget.
Neither of those demos are in the playbook here for Mitt Romney.
And he also has the entire free media on Obama's side. Let us not forget that there is a record. There is a record that Obama will either run on or run away from. It was a long way to go in this, but it's about time that Romney starts talking specifics.
Andrew, I got to wrap it. A real question. Are you surprised that Romney, I know he's on the top of the ticket, but it's Romney's messaging, not Ryan's, because we thought when he picked Ryan, it was going to be the Ryan budget. They were going to double down for good or for bad, but that was their plan. It doesn't look to be now.
I'm a little surprised that Romney hasn't, tied his flag to Paul Ryan's. I'd let Ryan off the hook, let him say whatever he's going to say, and then just say, we'll figure this out later.
All right. We jump to a break, but when we come back, listen, the question that everybody asks about, are you better 4 years ago than you are today? Well, what we will do is we're going to do a flashback to this week, this exact week 4 years ago, because you may not remember it because you'd like to forget it. I would. What happened to your stock portfolio and so much more. The collapse of 2008 this week in September. Are you better off than 4 years ago? Well, you may want to watch this next segment before you answer. Stay with us.